Hey, Sports Talk. What's going on, guys? Man, hey, happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day. I just finished watching Nebraska and Colorado. Man, it was live down there in Boulder. If you ever been to Denver, it's live down there, man. I was super excited for them, man. I'm a fan. I'm a believer, man. I told you last week. There's a possibility these guys these guys might go. I'm not gonna say they're gonna go 12-0, but the fact that they're 2-0 right now, that's Deion Sanders already have a winner, winning formula because they won one game last year. One game, you already put them at 2-0. Hey, last week against TCU when they beat TCU, they had 7.3 million people watch. That was the most watched telecast on the Saturday. 7.3 million people watched it. That was the most viewed Saturday telecast. And today, Colorado, they had 53,241 fans sitting, right? 53,241 fans, sitting. And they had multiple people. They had another 20,000 people surrounding the field. And that thing was loaded. Outside, man, you had 100,000 people outside of Boulder ready for them. That's the largest crowd in 15 years. And ticket sales, it was $400 per person. And that's, man, they never seen that before, man. The X-Men, Xavier Weaver, man. That kid was solid. I mean, there was a few drop balls, but he had 10 catches for 170 yards with a touchdown. And again, watching Shedeur Sanders, man, the kid is nice. You have to give him credit. You have to give the kid credit for everything he's done. A lot of things I saw I didn't like. You have 7 sacks. Those 7 sacks, yes, I would say out of the 7 sacks he had, 3 of them were the offensive line, and 4 of them was just him holding on. He held on to the ball too long, and you gotta get rid of the ball. He had 510 yards last week with TCU. Today, 393 yards. I told you last week, Shedeur Sanders could have had 700 yards. They dropped a lot of passes, a lot of balls, right? And today, a lot of drop balls as well, which is, they got to do better. Jimmy Horn, all those guys, they didn't show up. They're all right. They did okay. Travis Hunter had a mediocre day. Three catches for 73 yards. Jimmy Horn, who had a big game last week, 8 for 64 yards. Dawson Jr., 3 for 41. Michael Harrison, 2 for 25. Dylan Edwards, 3 for 8. Anthony Hankinson, 1 for 8. Savion Wilkerson, 1 for 4. Willie Gaines, 1 for 3. It was a pretty much pedestrian day. Running game got to get better. The running got to get better. Dylan Edwards, 9, rushed for 55. Anthony Hankinson, 6 for 26. The running game got to get better. And running game, receiving game, all of the above, man, they got to get better, man. I feel bad for Jeff Sims. The kid was nervous. You could see that. He took 2 sacks in the game. He threw that interception. He could have had more interception, but he was nervous. A lot of fumbles. I think 3 fumbles. I feel bad for him. You could see that the kid, he's a baller, man. He can play. You know what I mean? He can play. He rushed again. He had 10 rushes for 67 yards and a touchdown. He can play. I know today Colorado's defense stepped up. Usually you saw last week with TCU. TCU was running all over them, but today they fixed that. But they give up a few a few plays and stuff like that. So, but you could see the difference. You know, they play hard. They stepped up. Offensive line got to do better. You know, they got to do better. Shedeur Sanders with 31 out of 44, 42, 73%, 73.3, 73.8%, 398. Right, 2 touchdowns. Well, 3 touchdowns. He rushed for 1. He threw for 2. He could have had more touchdowns, and they just didn't. You know, they gotta do better. And watching the game with Nebraska, I told you guys last week with TCU, Nebraska. Matt Rules, was an NFL coach. Matt Rules was an NFL coach, and Deion Sanders facing, stars. And I told people, and I know I got a couple of comments when I said last week that, Colorado's facing they're facing powerhouse. And people say, well, Nebraska is not a powerhouse. They're solid. They play great defense. Great defense. You saw what Colorado did to Nebraska. They wore them down. That was the formula. They came in. You saw the first half. Well, the first quarter, really. The first quarter, they realized okay, they're not giving us anything. At that game, whoever scored first was going to win the game. And a lot of penalties. And that's something that I know Coach Brown gonna fix for the next game. All the games are sold out. Sold out. For the first time, man, you gotta give them credit. And you saw the suits. You saw the suits the players were wearing. That's Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan donated those suits onto the boards, man. Man. Deion Sanders, man. You give that dude credit. People hate him. People say whatever you can say whatever you gotta say about him. But he wanted those guys to win. He said I want them to go pro. I want them to have their degrees, and that's what a lot of people are afraid of having Deion Sanders. The guy was not a slouch. He was a dominant. He was one of the best player. I'm not gonna say corner. I'm not gonna put a title on because he was a two-way player, right? One of the best player in the history of the NFL, and he was the high gun. If you wanted to win the championship, you get him. And he was coming and he told you, okay, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to ball. He got the best out of everybody. Anywhere he go, except Atlanta, again, that's not him. They could have won a championship because he put him in a position to win, but it didn't happen. But I'm just saying, anywhere he went, they won. The guy was like to play in the Super Bowl and play in the Major League Baseball. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. No one. The guy was solid, man. But that's what the people are upset with him for what he wants with the players, right? You watch college football. 95% of the players are black. And 99.9% of the head coaches are white. And those guys are not focused on they don't care about what they're doing. Deion Sanders came in and said, no. Here's the structure. Yes, you're going to practice, we're going to play, we're going to have fun. But I want you to also go to class. And that's something that, these players, a lot of the players are not used to. That's why you see those guys quit on him. And he had to get 87 new players. They quit on him. Because they weren't trying to go to class. They weren't trying to practice. They wanted to play a video game and sit back and relax. He said, no, you're going to come in and practice. What he wants, he said, hey, he believes in the players. He said, I want them to go pro. I want them to get their degrees, right? I want them to be asset to their communities. When you finish, I want you to be an asset to the community. A lot of those guys were gangbangers. They're in a gang, this and that, or either they're influenced by a gang or they have family members around gangs, whatever. He said, no, I want you to, when you're done, I know a lot of people who went to college, they finished college and instead of being productive, they joined a gang, they become gangbangers. Deion Sanders said, hey, I want them to go pro. I want them to have their degrees. I want them to be an asset to the communities, and I want them to be great fathers and great sons. And they hate him for that. People hate him for that because this is what he wants. You know what I mean? This is what he wants. So that's something that you gotta give credit to what he's doing, man. You gotta give credit to Deion Sanders, to what he's doing, the product he's putting on the field, everywhere he's been. Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame. And the guy, as a baseball player in the World Series, the guy was a 533 hitter. He wasn't a slouch. This is not like Michael Jordan, who tried to play he tried to play basketball. From playing basketball, tried to play baseball, and where he was trash. Now this guy was the man. Deion Sanders knew exactly what he was doing. But you see, he focused on the players. He looked at those players as his sons. When yes, he had two sons playing, but he think all of those kids are his sons. You got Shiloh and Shedeur playing for him, but still, he want them to be good. He want them to be successful. When Travis Hunter, he decommitted from Florida State to follow Coach Prime in Jackson State. People say, man, he was a fool for that. But Travis Hunter decided to go to the best corner, best two-way player ever, to learn from him, right? Nobody would have let him do that. Most coaches would tell him, "Nah, son, you can only play." The guy had like 90 to 100 snaps, both offense and defense. Most coaches wouldn't let him do that. They probably think, they wouldn't let him do that. But you see, when he got hurt, Coach Prime wouldn't play him. He could have played, but Coach Prime said, no. You were 70%. I want you to be 100%. You know what I mean? He could have played him, but he protected kid. He said, I don't care if I lose, but no, I want you to be, I want you to be 100%. And people people say, oh, it was disrespectful and a waste of time. You know what I mean? But now, hey, look at that. You know what I mean? You got to give credit to Coach Prime for what he's doing, what he's able to do for these kids. Putting them in a position to win. Putting them in a position to win. So you see right now, I'm coming in, beating Nebraska. They made them look bad. They make Nebraska look bad, man. I know the next game, September 16th, next week with Colorado State. They don't have to travel far. They're good. That's on ESPN. I'm looking forward to watching it. Again, I'm not saying they're gonna go 12-0, but right now they are 2-0. That's something that program never seen before. And again, you gotta give credit to Deion Sanders. You gotta give a shout out to Michael Schraen for donating those suits to the boys. Deion Sanders said, hey, I want you guys to be professional. This isn't. I don't forget the pants on your ass type of thing. I want you to be professional. Wear suits. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, man. You know what I mean? Those guys are doing their thing, man. So I'm super excited. Again, Travis Hunter, had a mediocre game today. Shedeur Sanders was okay. At quarterback, he's already had 7 touchdowns in 2 games. 903 yards, almost 1,000 yards in 3 games. Again, 510 yards last week, 393 today. He could have ball out, but a lot of drops. The drops continue. The guys got to work on that. You know what I mean? But he was able to build that team, man. He was able to build that team. So that's something that I'm super excited for, to see what to see them doing. I'm happy for them, man. I am happy for them. That game was tough. That game with Nebraska was tough, and that was a hated rival, man. They hated each other, and Deion Sanders made that personal. But one thing is for Shedeur Sanders is having Tom Brady. Tom Brady worked with him twice a week. Once on a field one on the field, one in the classroom to teach him. You see the footwork, whatever. So you see the poise, but he gotta get rid of the ball. He had to have situational awareness to know that, hey, the rush coming, where's it coming from? To not take those hits, just get rid of the ball, throw it out of bounds, and that's something that you decide to eat it. I understand you trying to protect your attempt and completion ratio, but sometimes you can't take those hits, and then also you can't put the team out of contention. If they have an opportunity to give your kicker to test him to see what he can. AJ Philly's son can. Jay Philly's son can. He could do his thing, man. He could do his thing. So you gotta give him the opportunity to see what he could do. So Chase Philly, he was 3 for 3. The longest was 32 yards. But you gotta test him to see what he give you what he could do. But it was a great game. It was a great game for I felt bad for Jeff Sims. I root for the kid. It was all about Colorado. It was all Colorado, man. You gotta be a fool. You gotta be a hater, and there's a lot of haters out there. I see you out here, hating on Shedeur Sanders, man. You gotta give him credit, man. It's not about black and white. It's about somebody that believes on kids. If you have kids in college, you have kids. Your father, you have to you want to coach like that. You know what I mean? You want to coach like that. A coach I believe in, in the team. Visiting colleges, you visit college with your kids. When you talk to coaches, a lot of coaches focus on the sports, the athlete itself, but not on academic. So it's good to have, when you have a coach that focuses on academic, that's where you want your kids to go to. I said, I don't care whether you play in soccer, football, whatever it is. This is where you want your kids to go to. Somebody that believes in them. That, because in case if they get hurt, what happened? I'll play football. You know what I mean? If it doesn't happen, you could get hurt. You lose interest, whatever it is. Not everybody get drafted. Not everybody gonna get drafted. And that was a conversation I had with my wife. Last night. You had about 70 to 100 players on a team in college. Then what happened? You know what I mean? Not everyone lucky to get an opportunity to play for someone else. Not everyone have that luck factor. But you got to be able to see what happened. But hey, I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? I'm happy for anything and everything they're doing. It's great, man. You gotta give credit for that. But training with Tom Brady, Shedeur is putting himself in a position to because Tom Brady want to build him to make him not just great in college, right? Not just great in college, not to just be ready for the pro, but to be the best quarterback ever. Which is the conversation that talking to Brady. Hey, what do you see? What do you want him to do? He work like the guy's giving up. Brady looking at him like his in a way like his son in a way. You know what I mean? Coming in, you got Troy Aikman there with him, just talking to him, going to film with him. But the footwork on the field is Tom Brady. Twice a week, one on the field, one in the classroom. They working the footwork, they're working on the mechanics, and that's what you want. Tom Brady, as a Jets fan, I never liked Tom Brady. But hey, he's one of the best quarterback ever. One of the best quarterback ever. So you have to give him that. So, but him training with Shedeur Sanders, making him the best ever. So you gotta be happy for him. Anyway, man, like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate the love. If you're new to the channel, support. I'm trying to get 500 subscribers, man. Help me to get that. Please like, subscribe, and share. Have a good day. Peace out.